All right, hello. This is your Dreaded Crypto channel coming at you. It's June 29th, 2022. It's a weekly update. It's been a minute since I've really stopped in with everybody. I apologize for that, but it's been really busy and it's been kind of just a real negative environment. And I was actually holding a lot of funds on Celsius and kind of playing the waiting game there. I'm a little bit upset about that. Um, I believe I'm still an ambassador for them. I'm just like, why? Waiting to hear about that. And the second I hear anything about it, I will make a post and see what happens. But as far as a short term goes, we're turning sideways. I originally thought that we were going to have some kind of a bounce, and with all this dumping that we've had zero real bounces. It's been pretty sad. I mean, up here we had a bounce up to 31, 32. Down here we've had really no real bounce. We went up to 22K, but I will show some interesting things here. And honestly, my gut tells me that we're basically at a bottom. We're just gonna chop around this like 18 to 22K range probably for a bit. But I will show something. The only reason we're probably not gonna pump anytime terribly soon is the daily stochastic RSI is unfortunately topped out here, which means it's more likely to go down. I'll take a quick look at it. Yeah, we're more likely to come down and come back down to this oversold range. But maybe we come down just a little bit and tap on up. But we'll see about that. But yeah, I originally thought that we had an inverse head and shoulders pattern, which they said it was invalidated, but actually I don't think it's as invalidated as everyone's saying it is, because the previous line of resistance, which would be the shoulder pattern, the neckline, hasn't officially been broken yet, as you can see here. Zoom up here a little bit. Actually, apologies for that. Yes, I mean this was the previous line of kind of resistance, and it's turned support, and we're just kind of forming candles on the support line. And that's interesting to me. I mean, if we bust through down on it, yeah, that will be invalidated, but it hasn't been officially invalidated yet. So the CPI data comes out tomorrow, and if it's decent inflation data, say maybe we get like a less intense. I think last one was 8.6, so say we get an 8.3. The markets would probably take that very positively. So we shall see about that. But that's kind of what that's riding on. Jeremy Powell talked today, and it really didn't hurt. It didn't really help anything. He didn't really say anything different. We all know what he's going to say. So nothing new there. But with all these exchanges and stuff going down, I have friends, and a lot of people are like, should I take stuff off the exchanges? I'm like, they probably should take like some off, right? Just like take the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, like the coins will do well. But I mean, I'm pretty blown away how this market has gotten, what's happening with the lenders, and so it's definitely hurt on a lot of levels, and it's kind of sad in that way. But we live and we learn. I really believe in blockchain. I believe in decentralization. I believe in transparency, data transparency, and we need this technology to try to turn this world around. All this manipulation. I mean, look around everything that's going on. Like, it's getting really ridiculous. The circus. Every time I turn the TV on, the news, it's a circus. It's just like, what else are they going to introduce to just make everyone more scared and more mad at each other? I've lost so many friends over just because I make a stance, or like I don't agree with the narrative. I lose friends because of it. It's just bad. It's a bad moment in history, not just American history. I think the world's history. So we're at the last couple of years. God, just look back on everything and just what's been going on. It's just, I think blockchain. If we're gonna move forward in a technological society, we have to have blockchain. It solves a lot of problems. We need to be able to trust each other again. We need to know what's truth and what's real. All the trolls, all the fudsters, everybody online. That's the real problem. Is that the people online? You could be a nobody, but if you have enough friends online, you could say something about somebody or something, and everyone will just support you if you agree with the narrative or you just have a good perspective. And all of a sudden, like, you're influencing thousands or maybe tens of thousands or even millions of people, and it could be a totally like false thing. And they're like, oh, they're the fact checkers, or the fact checkers are owned by people. We need a decentralized version of a fact check, you know. Um, and I know a lot of people. I mean, it's my personal experience. Like, just people, it's just trolls are awful. That's just not fair. It's not fair to anybody that people can talk bad about somebody and get away with it without there being any real repercussions or even just the way it is. And a lot of it's problems with Facebook and media and like their whole agenda is trying to keep the stock. Kind of ranting here, but they're trying to keep their shareholders happy because they want to make money off advertising. Advertising, you know, the corporations want money from them, but they have to, you know, agree with their agendas, and if they don't agree, then they won't get the advertising. So it's just like this deep, you know, money rooted in evil money of suffering. It's interesting. But I'm sticking to my guns. I'm still mining. I'll mine at a loss. I don't care. I believe in Bitcoin. I believe in Ethereum. Believe in Cardano, um, Atomic, Atom, not Atomic Wallet, but Atom, Cosmos, Dot. Just sticking with the top 10 or 20 is what I'm doing. I don't think there's a point to like really try to get really risky right now with anything. BNB token, just certain tokens seem to be holding up pretty well. Link, of course, but you know, Link's day is not here yet. I think it'll come soon. The blockchain stocks have been getting completely brutalized. Mara had a big shutdown because of a storm. That was a bunch of FUD today. Probably a good time to start buying in there. That's what I'm looking into. Nasdaq still crashing. The Dixie U.S. dollar index is starting to break up again. So there's strength there, which is unfortunate. Just looking at different QQQ. Technology was up a little bit today. Microsoft was up a little bit. If we can get some good inflation data tomorrow, that's really our only saving grace, which is interesting because, like, I mean, I thought that Bitcoin and gold was being an inflation hedge, and all of a sudden, like, we're getting terrible inflation numbers, and the prices of gold, silver, Bitcoin, it doesn't make sense why they're going down. It should be the hedge, but whatever. The other thing is, like, maybe the inflation data is really bad, and they know they can't do anything about it, so then they have to back off, and then recession happens, and then, like, still people are going to have to use Bitcoin and Ethereum or Bitcoin and gold as an inflation hedge, that's one interesting take. I don't know. I think about it all day, and I'm really just kind of confused as to what's going to happen. I've watched a lot of people, Gregory Mannarino and Alessia Rustani. He had a good episode today, basically saying this is one of the worst bear markets Bitcoin has ever had. You know, so we're really close to a bottom, really close to the end of whatever this all is. But if that means we have one more huge crash, then so be it. Regardless, we gotta be close to the end here. But yeah, Gregory Mannarino, like, a lot of typical analysts, they don't know how to call any of this because the markets have been so manipulated, so much money has been put in and so much money has been taken out, and the Fed is basically dictating this whole situation, and ultimately they just want people to go back to work. So they're basically trying to squeeze everybody's savings account. They're probably trying to kill crypto because they know that a lot of younger people have crypto savings and don't want to work. And that's probably a fair amount of it. I really wonder. Or maybe people just don't want to work crappy jobs anymore, or just, I don't know. I'm just at a loss. I really don't know what the situation really is. Yeah, XRP apparently, there's some conflicting news saying that they're not is strong in their court case all of a sudden, which makes no sense to me. I'm going to keep on holding my XRP. I don't know what that's all about. But there really hasn't been. We could check Coin 360, crypto bubbles, just to see if there's any coins that are really starting to pop up. This is a good time to start like looking to see which coins may be starting to gain traction or holding up against this bear market. So those might be the ones that will survive it. And some coins may come out of nowhere and all of a sudden gain a huge amount of traction, which should be interesting. This is taking a minute. Internet here sucks. But yeah, a lot of people are referencing the giant VPVR support. That's pretty much sitting at around like 10 to 12K. And I guess that would be the last line of resistance for Bitcoin. I mean, I think if we go down into some nightmare scenario, I think that would be the nightmare scenario, unfortunately, and that'd make everybody happy with the Amazon chart. That's what everyone keeps on referencing. Let's see where the supports are. So we have a little bit of support around 13, 10, 12, 14K. That's where the majority of our support is, unfortunately. And it almost kind of looks like that's what's going to happen. I just don't. I'm not happy with saying that. I don't agree with it. But I'm surprised that we didn't build more support with all this breaking out and all this price action. Like, what gets me is that I've been in since 2017. You're going to tell me in 4 or 5 years that the crypto market hasn't, had 5 years it hasn't really progressed all that much? That's what just blows my mind. I thought this was supposed to be an emerging industry, and it's like this just gave up 5 years of gains almost. It's like, where are we at? It's just that's really what's discouraging to me. I don't mean to be a bummer, but this is just ridiculous. And I think a lot of it's also the Fed probably attacking a lot of the stable coins. I think the Fed, in conjunction with probably BlackRock and Citadel and other hedge funds, they're systematically attacking these U.S. Dollar pegs, and they didn't want people getting the 7 and 8% yields on these lending things. And they probably want to introduce their own CBDC with its own yield and bond or whatever. I almost guarantee it. I mean, I remember Yellen and Powell, didn't they have a big meeting like end of last year, beginning of this year? Like, they're trying to figure out what to do. Like, that's probably exactly what they did. Now probably someone's going to walk in here and probably black bag me for talking about that, but I guarantee you that's what's going on. Those crooked people ever. But yeah, what can you do? I don't know if any of this loaded or not. Here we go. Did it load? No, it didn't load. Anyway, that's really it for me. If we hold this support line, great gravy. If we break below, I mean, expect like 18, 19K. And then if we have bad CPI data tomorrow, and then, expect a good dump. But if we have a good one, I'd expect us to bounce up to the 24, 25K level. That's certainly in the cards. So we'll see what happens. That's it for me today. Have a good one, and I'll try to check in tomorrow or after the CPI data. I'll definitely check in. Peace.